We got a lot of things we need to talk about here today, so let's not waste any time. Let's get into it, and we're going to start off with this. You know, one of the big things that they showed us at CinemaCon was about a 10-minute preview of the upcoming Lord and Miller Ryan Gosling movie, Project Hail Mary. And now we've got our first look at the poster that they have put out today. Rob, I know you have been excited about this. Here's a look at this poster. Stylistically, very much in line with kind of the book cover of it. What was the name of this is the guy who wrote
Andy Weir.
The Martian, right?
Yeah, Andy Weir.
Andy Weir wrote this, who wrote The Martian. The poster looks great, but maybe even more relevant to the conversation is that besides the poster, they've also announced the first trailer is dropping on Monday. First trailer is dropping on Monday. Now, I am very curious. They're clearly not going to be showing you guys the full 10 whatever minutes that they showed us at CinemaCon, but I am very, very curious about how much of that 10 minutes they showed us will be in the trailer, how much of it will be new. But Rob, let me throw a little something out there at you. Okay.
I'm ready.
It's June.
Yeah,
okay.
Know.
This movie's supposed to come out, March?
Yeah.
March of 2026?
Yes. That's
July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's like a baby away. That is one huge, from insemination to birth canal. That is like a 9-month. So I'm going to throw this out there.
Gestation.
I'm going to throw this out there. What if come Monday, a trailer comes out and it drops coming December 2025. I'm just saying they're dropping this trailer really early, not early 5 or 6 years ago, but by today's standards, dropping this trailer now seems kind of early. Again, look, I'm not putting money on that they're going to surprise everybody, even though they just put on this poster coming March 20th. But I'm just saying I wouldn't fall over out of shock if I found out on Monday when they dropped the trailer that they've moved it into the Christmas season to be an Oscar contender. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Rob, the more immediate concerns here. They dropped the poster. What do you think about it? And what do you think about them bringing the first trailer this early on Monday?
Well, first of all, like you pointed out before we went on the show, I love how the poster uses the logo and it's of the book cover, and it's redolent of the book cover. Now, as you know, I've been at CinemaCon. This was the one thing that I wanted to see more than anything, any footage from. I think this movie is going to win Best Picture, and I know it comes out the same year as Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, so that's a tall order. But having read this book, and it was a one-sitting book for me, I cracked it open and sat down and was
one sitting.
Read the entire book in my kitchen. Elizabeth kept coming in going, "Do you want to go move to the couch?" I'm like, "No, I didn't want to interrupt the flow, man. I love this book so much. It's populist science fiction at its very best. And what was really interesting is there's kind of a twist. It's not really a twist, but there's a character that's introduced later that I will be more beloved than Baby Yoda. I'm just saying. And this character, they did not show, they just alluded to this character.
In the footage they showed us.
In the footage they showed.
Yep, we never saw it.
I really hope that they leave that reveal to the film itself. I don't know if they can with a 9-month window. But what's really interesting is I know that sometimes it's a dubious source, but World of Real did run a piece about, they screened this movie. They did have I guess an NRG screening, a National Research Group screening for an audience. And this was almost, according to that article, this is almost a 3-hour long movie. And the screening went through the roof, which, by the way, does not surprise me at all because of how compelling the story is. And they were talking about in this article that they might pull up the release date. I would do that because I don't see anything coming out. You never know. We still have the latter half of 2025. I don't see any movie coming out that is anywhere remotely close to this in terms of what this can deliver to an audience. And after seeing the trailer, or it was more like you said, it was 8 minutes of footage. The footage was just all from the early part of the movie.
Yeah.
And the design work, the tone of it, I thought it was absolutely perfection. And I don't think I've ever been so, at least as I get closer in my old age, I don't think I've ever seen a movie trailer that was an adaptation of a book I've loved that looked like a perfect adaptation of the book in terms of casting with Gosling, in terms and also the woman from Anatomy of a Fall,
Yep.
the German actress, in terms of tone, in terms of production design, everything about this movie looks to be like I couldn't ask for anything better. I am the excitement that I have, John. I know this leaves me open to tremendous disappointment, but the excitement I have for this movie is off the charts. It's up in the stratosphere where it should be, and I can't wait to see this. And if they bring this out, I do not. I know it says March, but you know what? It said Thunderbolts with an asterisk, and then they changed it to New Avengers. So I think they could get away with something like that, especially because they can put it into the marketing. If the trailer causes the stir that footage at CinemaCon caused, amongst in terms of, I could see them doing that because of popular demand, because people didn't want to wait 9 months.
Due to worldwide outcry that they want this sooner.
And I think, look, the world needs this movie because if nothing else, it's one of the most uplifting. I mean, this is a movie that is full of a sense of awe and wonder. And in a way, if I could equate it to anything, it could be, it's Interstellar meets E.T. If that's something to
really put a highlight here on just how good the footage they showed us at CinemaCon was. I have not read Project Hail Mary. I don't know the story of, I know the gist, right? But I don't know the story of Project Hail Mary. All I've known is that Rob was really, really excited to see it. That's all I've known, right? And so when we're sitting there and it became clear they're about to talk about Project Hail Mary and they got Lord Miller and all that kind of stuff. So I'm watching it.
It's what opened the presentation.
Yeah, they opened the presentation. As somebody who does not know this story, as somebody who is not the one that's super looking forward to it, this footage ended and I was agog. Like, I turned to Rob and I was like, I think I said something to you, Rob, along the lines of, now I see what you're talking about. Like, this thing looks amazing. And you're right. Like, the whole place, like the 5,000 people in there were all just like, I think, kind of shocked by how good it looked. And, if it can deliver on the promise, and that's it's one thing to put out a good trailer. It's another thing to actually make a great movie. But if they can deliver on that promise, we could already be looking at a very early race for next year's Oscars, not the upcoming Oscars. Like, it could be a 2-horse race already between Odyssey and Project Hail Mary. But that's how good this thing looks. So if you had to give it an over-under number, what would you say the chances are that when the trailer drops on Monday, they announce an earlier release date? What would you say the chances of that are?
I don't know if they're going to announce it Monday, but I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the summer, they would up that release date, because this was the first thing they showed at the Amazon presentation, and it was the Amazon presentation. CinemaCon was impressive, but they didn't even say anything.
No,
the lights went down in the theater, and this came up without explanation, and it was like 8 minutes long. And I have to tell you, the thing that told me there is an extraterrestrial component to this movie, and they show you the design of, we see the design of this an extraterrestrial vessel. And it was just one shot, and the nearest I could explain it is it looks like the Sulaco from Aliens mixed with the innards of a piano, like a grand concert piano. It looked like this beautiful, elegant, burnished, it's a spaceship like you've never seen. And
you know
it was
what it
so
reminded
gorgeous.
me of? Here's what it reminded me of. Not any one specific ship.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, I thought, this looks like it would fit right in Babylon 5. Like, if I was watching Babylon 5 and that ship showed up, I think this fits right in here. You know what I'm saying?
And that was the thing. I mean, the design of something that looks truly alien, yet elegant and beautiful at the same time. Dude, I have to tell you, this thing, and to me, it's not even the same studio, but in a way, imagine this movie taking place like 50 years after The Martian. It could be in the same universe.
Oh, that would be
I'd
kind
like
of
to
cool.
believe
if it
it's
did.
the Weirverse. This is the second movie in the Weirverse.
Maybe they even change it up a little bit from the book and they say like Ryan Gosling ended up being a student of Matt
Right.
Damon's character, who is now older and retired or something like
Yeah.
that. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about the new poster for the upcoming Ryan Gosling, Lord and Miller film, Project Hail Mary? And the fact that we're getting a trailer on Monday. I can't wait for you guys to see at least a little bit of the stuff that they showed us, because I lost my mind over it. I think it looks great. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.